Welcome back, everyone. And joining us for our roundtable this Thursday is Joe Gruters, the chairperson of the Trump Florida campaign, Christian Ziegler, state committee man from Sarasota, and John Colon, member of the Manatee School Board. Gentlemen, thank you all for joining us. I want to get your impressions about what happened last night. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that with Ted Cruzs, what he did and the reaction to it. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think this whole week is about unification. I think everybody was expecting him to come out and make the endorsement. Everybody was waiting. I know the people that were sitting next to me, I said, just wait. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. It never came. I think it was a real disappointment. You know, this was a real hard-fought primary. But I think more than anything else, I think it's a disappointment for him and his future, because people right now, more than anything else, the rank-and-file members, they want to see our party united. We have a major obstacle in Hillary Clinton. We can't go over another 8 years with Obama and everything else. This is a disappointment, but we'll move on and have a great night tonight.
John, you're a rank-and-file member.
Yes.
I mean, what were your thoughts when you were waiting for the end to see if Cruz would say those magic words and they didn't happen?
As Joe just said, we were all very disappointed. Everybody thought it was going to happen. It didn't happen. We gave him the treatment he deserved. I mean, this is a convention. Conventions unify the party. And instead of unifying, he tried to separate us again, telling people to vote their conscience. Basically, don't vote for the nominee. Don't vote for the party. Don't unify. Vote however you feel. And that's not what this is about.
And obviously people are disappointed, but nothing unified more than Ted Cruz's speech in a weird way, because you saw everyone in the convention center all rally behind in support of Donald Trump once that speech happened. So it really did actually unify the party in a way by coming out with that speech and everyone disagreeing.
But from a larger perspective, I mean, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you're hoping your party's convention will be. I mean, I know conventions are not always unified, and there are always inter-party squabbles, but certainly this was not the unification of message that the party wanted going in.
Well, Chris is right. You actually saw it last night when Ted Cruz was finishing his speech. You know, 2,000 people, the 2,000 delegates, where we had some internal squabbling on Monday, that was gone. Everybody was universally booing the guy right off the stage. And so it's I think tonight's going to be a great night. I think Donald Trump, hearing from him, I thought Mike Pence did a great job. Laura Ingraham did a great job. Florida, you know, we were front and center. We had Marco Rubio, Pam Bondi, and our governor, Rick Scott. I think that this is another minor blip. We're going to move on. We're going to be united after the end of this, and there's no question we're going to beat Hillary in November.
So let's talk about what Donald Trump has to do tonight. John, what are you hoping to hear from Donald Trump that you have not heard already?
We just want to hear more of his plans in a little more specifics. Donald Trump is a leader, and that's what we need right now. We need somebody who's going to lead, not somebody who's going to give us generalizations. He's been very good so far at coming out with the heavy-hitting things, and that's what we want to see. We want somebody who's going to move forward and destroy Hillary Clinton.
And Christian, you know, Donald Trump really got where he was by winging it, not using the teleprompter. With so much at stake tonight, do you think he's going to stick to script or basically, you know, try to feed off the energy in the room?
I don't expect him to use a teleprompter. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, the guy has really been off the cuff. But that's exactly what the American people want. I mean, they're so tired of all the scripting, all of the staff-written stuff. And he really speaks from the heart. He speaks from his positions to share his principles. So I'm excited for tonight to hear, you know, a little bit more about immigration, because that's obviously a key issue, national security, America's positioning in the world, and getting people back to work. So I think tonight we're going to hear a little bit more about that. But it'll be interesting to see if he uses a teleprompter or if he goes off the cuff. So.
And Joe, do you expect that, you know, obviously, you know, Hillary Clinton has been very active this week. Traditionally, one party doesn't step on the other party's convention. It seems like new rules this year, nothing is like it was in the past. So do you expect Trump and Pence to be out there next week doing exactly as much as the Democrats did this week?
Well, there's no question. Everything's a tit for tat. You know, there used to be respect and some type of decorum in politics. Yes, parties usually stayed out of the way when the other party had their convention. This whole week, Hillary Clinton was jumping up and down, doing what she does. I think it was a mistake. And listen, there's nobody that could put on a show like Donald Trump. And I highly expect that next week he's going to be going around the country with his new vice presidential selection, and they will be doing the same thing.
Quickly, while we have time, what were the sub-stories this week? At least amongst the Florida delegation and what you were all experiencing.
You know, for me, it really does go back to the unification, because this is the pivot point for us, for the Republican Party, is once the convention's over, we all start getting to work for our official nominee. And, you know, you look around the state and there were 16 candidates running, right? Or 17 total. And there were people that had other candidates that they supported, and maybe there was a little bit of hurt feelings. But I can tell you from the Florida delegation, the 99 delegates that are sitting on the floor, everyone was 110% behind Donald Trump. So that's exciting to see those party leaders, see those delegates, and it's great going forward in November.
John, let me ask you, as somebody from Manatee County, were you disappointed that your Congressman Vern Buchanan was not here, that Marco Rubio was not here, that there were so many elected officials in Florida that were taking a pass in terms of physically being here?
I think a lot of them are behind Donald Trump, but they're just not coming out. A lot of them have their own campaigns to run this time around, and they want to make sure that they're out there with their constituents locally. All politics are local, and I think that's what's going on right now.
Okay, and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us all week. It's really been a hoot, and have fun tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, and we will be back in just a moment.